Look, the year is 2024 and I have no copywriting clients, I have no experience, and I have no money. I am completely broke. Here's exactly what I would do to make 5.2K a month with copywriting as soon as possible. Why 5.2K a month? I don't know. Why not? I mean, I think 5.2K a month is a life-changing amount for most people. I mean, I was out here working like 3 9-to-5 jobs at the same time, and I was only making 3K a month. So 5.2K a month, I think that's a pretty reasonable goal to shoot for. And what I would do basically comes down to these simple 5 principles. Okay, you master these 5 principles, you start using them as a copywriter, and I guarantee you are going to steamroll the competition. People are going to be looking at you like, yo, how did you do it? How on earth did you do it? We have all these other copywriters out here trying, and you're the one who just made all of that success in such a small amount of time. How did you do it? And you're going to be able to say, well, look, it came down to these 5 things. Number 1 being, look, man, you got to stop thinking of yourself as a copywriter and start thinking of yourself as a business, okay? Because essentially that is what you are. You are a freelance business. And me, now as a business owner, now I really understand why this is so important. And I never really got this in my first couple months of copywriting, but I wish I did. I mean, I probably would have paid a pretty penny to learn what I'm about to teach you right now. So here are some business lessons I greatly apply to copywriting. First and foremost, you need to understand what a cold lead is and what a hot/warm lead is. Essentially, cold just means that they don't know you, they don't trust you, you have no relationship built with them whatsoever. A warm lead is somebody who has talked to you, maybe they trust you a little bit, and there's somewhat of a relationship that is built. How does that affect you as a copywriter? A lot of the times, copywriters spend way too much time following up with ice cold leads. I'm talking about people who haven't even given them the time of day. Okay, these people who just have never talked to them, do not trust them. When in reality, you want to spend the majority of your time getting cold leads to warm leads and getting warm leads to close, okay? Essentially, you want to spend the most of your time getting warm leads to get on a sales call with you. This is because it's much easier to turn a maybe into a yes than it is to turn a no into a yes. So don't waste your time following up with cold leads who have never messaged you back like 10, 20, 30, 40 times in a row, following up with them every single day, because that's just absolutely wasting your time. And the time that you could be spending doing that you could be spending actually nurturing your warm leads and getting them closed onto a sales call, I mean, that is essentially the best use of your time. It's going to be the highest return on your investment of time possible. And of course, that leads me into my next business principle that you're going to want to put into your copywriting journey is you need to understand that you need to track your conversion rates and your KPIs. Now, KPIs is essentially just a fancy business term for your key point indicators, which basically just means you need to set rates and milestones that you need for your copywriting journey, okay? So here's the thing, you go up to any copywriter, I guarantee you 99% of them don't know things like their open rate when they're outreaching, their close rate when they're outreaching, the reply rate. They don't keep track of anything. How many outreaches they've done? Nothing at all. Okay. And this is why I always stress to people that copywriting simply cannot be oversaturated, because 99% of people who call themselves copywriters are really just here because they think for some reason it's going to be some free money. They saw some TikTok guru talk about, well, you know what? I sent out 1 email this month and made like $5,000 a month. So this is just how copywriting is. And of course they think that it's a cakewalk, when in reality, all right, sure, you have to work hard, but it's more than worth it. And one of the things that you can do to get yourself ahead of absolutely everybody in the competition, to the point where they'll be asking you for advice because you made so much money so damn quickly as a copywriter, is that you need to be tracking your outreach. Too many times people come to me and ask me, Tyson, which outreach method is best? Tyson, which subject line should I use? Which words should I use? Should I use this outreach or this outreach or this niche or this niche? Man, the answer is to test it, okay? You need to test it. You need to take one approach, test it against another approach, and see which one does better. And this is the most integral rule in all of business, okay? This is what all of business basically consists of. You get good at this, not only will you be able to get as many clients as you want, but you'll be able to make your clients as much money as you want, which of course will lead to you making as much money as you want. Principle number 2 that I would use to get 5.2K as fast as possible as a brand new, fresh-faced copywriter is that I would understand the difference between high volume outreach and hyper-personalized outreach. Because you see, outreach exists on a spectrum. On one side, you have the hyper-personalized, and on the other side, you have the mass outreach. Which one is best? Well, the thing is that there is no one that is best, but they work well for different reasons. And I'll explain to you exactly why. You see, the mass outreach approach is when you're less personalized. It's when you're the one sending out 100 or 50 outreaches every single day. They're not that personalized, but you're making a lot of volume. You see, this is a good approach for beginners. But the part where a lot of people get it wrong is that they go way too much on the mass outreach side. So they're trying to send out 1,000 outreaches a day. They're trying to do absolutely as much as they can, okay? The leads they're reaching out to are garbage. Their outreach message itself is garbage, and they're not closing any clients whatsoever. So when I'm just starting out and I'm looking for my very first client to pay me on commission or pay me a couple $100 or not pay me for the first couple of weeks that I work with them until I prove that I can give them money, how I would outreach to them is do a little bit of the more mass outreach side, okay? I'd be sending out a bunch of outreaches. I wouldn't spend too much time on each and every outreach, and I'd be going for people who are a little bit less established because they'd be more willing to take a chance on me so that I could just work for them, maybe get some experience and get some testimonials under my belt so that when I do start looking for my 2K a month, 3K a month, 4K a month copywriting clients, I have an easier time closing them. And this is called building leverage. Again, another business principle that you should probably know as a copywriter. Now, again, like I said, if I'm looking for them dream clients, them premium 2K a month, 3K a month clients, those guys who probably get outreach to every single day, understand that you're going to have to come correct, okay? And in order to do that, you're going to want to go the hyper-personalized routes. How do you do hyper-personalized? Well, I'll tell you. You basically got to think of it like this. If I had one outreach left for the rest of time, what would that outreach be? And then you're going to go ahead, you're going to perform that outreach, and then you're going to repeat it. And you're going to repeat it, and you're going to repeat it. Maybe you can only do 5 to 10 outreaches a day, but those outreaches are going to be much more effective than the mass volume outreach. And you're going to be able to get a much better copywriting client, okay? This is how people like Kevin in the 4D community was able to close people like Ty Lopez. And the thing with closing these dream clients is that now you get double opportunity because you get to make a lot of money from these dream clients, okay? Actually, it's triple opportunity. You get to make a lot of money from them. You get to learn a whole lot from them and their marketing team. And now you can say that you worked with these huge 9-figure entrepreneurs. So now you go up to any business, any entrepreneur, say that you worked for such and such down the road, and now that person will be much more likely to hire you because there's instant trust because you have been able to say that you've worked for some other huge names before in the past. So now with this new information, you know how to get your very first copywriting client. You know the best way to get people to notice you and get their attention off of mass outreach. And you also know the best way to get those huge clients that are going to be absolutely life-changing. Now, the third principle that I would give you if I was trying to make 5.2K a month as fast as possible, okay, is that I would understand that sales is 80% attitude and only 20% tactics and strategies. Look, guys, 90% of the time, when a potential client gets on a call with you, they're getting on a call essentially just to figure out if you're real or not, or if you're just a weirdo or not, right? If you give off any spooky, creepy vibes, any red flags, then of course they're not gonna wanna work with you. But if everything checks out and everything that you said in the messages turns out to be somewhat true, then they would love to do business with you. That's why they hopped on the call with you in the first place, okay? And a huge mistake that most copywriters make, and I know that I made, okay? This is something that cost me so many clients in the past, okay? This messed up a whole bunch of my sales calls, is that I was relying too much on a sales script, okay? The reason as to why is because, man, sales scripts, I'm not gonna say that they don't work. Maybe they work for salespeople, but when you're a freelance copywriter, they only get in the way for a few reasons. First of all, you're gonna be sitting there trying to memorize some sales script. And then when you mess up, you're gonna get even more nervous, your voice is gonna be shaking, and you're just gonna absolutely bomb. Second of all, is that you cannot script out a conversation, all right? You're gonna come up in your head, okay, well, I'm gonna ask them this question. and they're going to say A or B. And then they hit you with a C, and now you're like, oh, damn. I don't know what to say. Boom. And just like that, you look like a nincompoop, and that person will never want to work with you ever. And of course, if you're working with business owners, chances are they already have a background in sales. So if you're over here using these sales tactics on them, most likely they're going to know exactly what you're doing. They're going to be able to see through it, and you're just going to look corny, okay? Essentially, you want your sales calls to just be a conversation, okay? A guided conversation by you, where you show up, you show them how hardworking you are, and you just act like a normal human being. I swear to God, if you show up on a sales call and just act like a normal human being, not a robot reading a script, you will close so many more sales calls. And trust me when I tell you, I know this, because on my very first sales call, I basically did the worst thing you could possibly do. And I created a whole PowerPoint presentation as to why this person should hire me to create a landing page for them. I was literally I was shaking, I was sweating, my voice was cracking. It was all bad. I completely bombed, okay? But if I would have known that it's 80% attitude, all you gotta do is show up with the mindset of, hey, this person has been waiting for somebody like me. And now I'm gonna come in their business and make them a whole lot more money. But there's one caveat to that. Now, one caveat is that you just can't fake confidence, okay? You can't fake it until you make it. What you really need is to build your confidence with experience, okay? So this is why I always tell people, experience is so much more important than money in the very beginning. So I would work with as many clients as I possibly could, do as much for them as I possibly could, dedicate my life to solving their problems. And that's how I would make money in the fastest way possible, is to do all of the work as fast as possible. And of course, the fourth thing that I would do if I was just a brand new copywriter and I was trying to make 5.2K a month as fast as possible, is I would stop calling myself or referring to myself or marketing myself as a copywriter. Look, we talked about thinking about yourself as a business. One ironclad rule of business is to give people what they want, not what you think they need and not what you're good at. See, the problem is that most clients don't just wake up in the middle of the night and they say, wow, I really wish that I had a copywriter right now. If only I had a copywriter, my business would be flourishing. That is just the farthest thing from what they say. A lot of these clients don't even know that they need a copywriter, but they know that they want some more clients. They know that they want some more customers. They know that they want some more money. So that's something that you can use to actually get in and get on more sales calls. And I'm going to show you exactly how. Look, too many copywriters think you're gonna get paid 2 to 3K to just take some orders, when realistically, that's not the case. You're not gonna get paid that much to just take orders. They tell you to write an email about this, and then you just write an email about that and get paid. It's more like you come into their business, tell them how to make money, specializing in your copywriting, and then with your copywriting, you make them money. All right. Now, this is a huge difference, and this is the huge key that's going to unlock those 5K, 8K, and 10K months. But look, the main problem when you position yourself as a copywriter is that you are giving them a very, very easy objection, because they can just simply say, well, I'm not looking for a copywriter right now. And then what are you supposed to do? Boom, you're done. So essentially, you want to make it so that you go up to these businesses and just simply say, I can make you more money by doing this. And your this or your whatever is a way that you can use copy to actually make them more money. And I'm telling you that this is going to make a world of difference in your outreach and your sales calls and in your whole copywriting career. And the fifth and final principle that I would incorporate into my whole copywriting journey, if I had to start all over in 2024 and I wanted to make 5.2K as fast as possible, is that I would get hyper specific on exactly what my potential clients actually want. And this is a perfect example how mastering copywriting and how sharpening your copywriting skills is a great way to actually get more clients, and how copywriting skills can get you more clients. Because when you describe your potential client's ideal customer, they are then going to actually trust you and trust your advice because you know exactly what they want. For example, it's not just enough to say, I want to make you more money or I want to get you more clients. A better example would be to say, hey, I want to optimize your email list, or I want to optimize your free lead magnet so that you can turn more come and go viewers into long-term buyers. Or let's say it was a personal fitness coach. Okay, so personal fitness coaches, I haven't worked with them much in the past, but I do know that a common problem that they have is that they get on these sales calls, right? They send out this application form, people fill it out, they get on a sales call, and then the person is not really that eager to buy. They're just kind of looking around and they're not really actually interested in moving forward. So if I was reaching out to a personal fitness coach, I would say, hey, I want to get you more personal fitness coaching clients that are actually ready to buy as soon as they fill out the application form. How would I do that? Well, I would put out more email content and I would design that email content specifically so it could build a relationship and push them towards wanting to work with you. That is a much better way to say, hey, I want to make you more money. And of course, another incredible way to get more copywriting clients is to go down in the description, get the free copy starter kit, because in there I have a whole bunch of free outreach methods. I have my full ultimate outreach playbook, and I also have tons of templates and tons of stuff to help you with your copywriting. So if you haven't already, you need to make sure that you go down in the description, get the free copy starter pack. Go ahead and watch one of the videos on screen now for some free courses or some other copywriting value. Peace.